tornado is a phenomenon of nature that is usually recognized by a large column of violently swirling air. The extraordinary sight of a tornado appears as a pillar of dark, nearly black air that extends from low clouds in the sky to the ground. A tornado can reach speeds of over 300 miles per hour, causing immense damage to everything in its path. Fewer acts of nature can cause as much devastation as a tornado when it's as pink of aggression. Whether big or small, tornadoes are often identified by a condensation funnel, the narrow end of which touches the ground and creates a dense haze of dust and destruction. To be classified as a tornado, a rotating column of air must extend from the cloud base to the ground. This column of air may spin violently and at extreme speeds. Although some tornadoes may seem to spin in place, tornadoes actually move forward at approximately 30 miles per hour. Particularly fast tornadoes have been known to move forward at 70 miles per hour. Occasionally, a single storm will produce multiple tornadoes, called a tornado family, with either multiple tornadoes appearing simultaneously or in succession to one another. About 70% of all tornadoes are classified as weak tornadoes, meaning that their wind speed or velocity is fewer than 110 miles per hour. Weak tornadoes are not particularly violent and thus are not very destructive, nor do they persist much longer than 10 minutes. Nearly 30% of all tornadoes are classified as strong tornadoes, which have wind speeds that range from 110 to 205 miles per hour and often last close to 20 minutes. Only about 2% of all tornadoes are classified as violent tornadoes. Their winds can reach speeds as high as 318 miles per hour, and they can last longer than 1 hour. Even though they are rare, violent tornadoes are responsible for about 70% of the deaths caused by tornadoes each year because these tornadoes are so powerful. Tornadoes have been observed on every continent except Antarctica. However, tornadoes occur most frequently in the United States, predominantly in the vast plains due to the east of the Rocky Mountains. Their prevalence in this region is due to the distinctive geography of an area known as Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley is located in the center of the North American continent between the tropics of the Caribbean and the cold Arctic circle of Canada. Because there is no major east-west mountain range to impede the flow of air between the hot winds from the south and the cold winds from the north, Tornado Alley presents ideal conditions for the formation of tornadoes. In the central United States, the middle of Tornado Alley, the movement of atmospheric moisture, is obstructed by the Rocky Mountains. This obstruction allows dry air to accumulate in the lowest level of the atmosphere or the troposphere, causing the frequent formation of tornadoes in the Great Plains to the east. Furthermore, the Gulf of Mexico provides a profusion of low-level moisture, while a copious amount of dry air is supplied by the Southwest desert. This distinctive topography or landscape of this region generates numerous potent and long-living tornadoes countless times each year as warm and cold air continually collide. The occurrence of tornadoes is related to the seasons of the year. In the USA, during the seasonal transitions of spring and autumn, as the weather turns from cold to warm and from warm to cold, respectively, thunderstorms frequently occur, increasing the potential for tornado formation. Tornadoes are least common in winter and most common in spring. In southern U.S. states, such as Texas, tornadoes occur more often between the months of March and May, while in northern states, such as Nebraska and South Dakota, most tornadoes occur during the hot summer months. While conditions that generate the formation of a tornado can potentially occur at any time of the year, tornadoes can also be caused by tropical hurricanes and cyclones, which tend to materialize and strike the earth between June and November. Solar heating contributes to tornado formation. Therefore, worldwide, most tornadoes occur in the late afternoon, though devastating tornadoes can happen at any time of day. Individuals who live in the central plains of the United States have learned to watch for signs of a tornado. One of the first clues of a potential tornado is the development of very wet weather, such as a severe thunderstorm with lightning and heavy rain. Another indication is when the sky becomes very dark and may even appear to be a slight shade of green. Furthermore, when a section of clouds called a wall cloud suddenly appears to hang lower in the sky less than a mile from the ground. Most residents of the plains know that a tornado may soon form. An additional clue is that when the sky produces hailstones that may be as large as the size of a basketball, a final sign of a tornado is when a loud noise similar to a roar of an approaching train can be heard. In the central region of the United States, when tornadoes are frequent, several strategies are in place to ensure people's safety. For example, in Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma, schools for Texas tornadoes drill regularly. And fun fact, I also have tornado drills at school, which we go sit in the hallway. But me continuing reading the passage. Most homes in these states have storm cellars, which are underground rooms built with stone walls and floors. When the National Weather Service issues a tornado warning, people in these areas know they should move to designated safety locations. Although the idea of watching a tornado might be tempting, individuals should avoid taking the risk associated with being out in the open where tornadoes rage. The safest idea is to move quickly to a protected location and wait for the storm to pass. Thank you, everyone.